Hi, Charlotte.
Oh, hey, Madeline.
We're back.
Oh my God, we're in the same room.
Can you believe it? 2 weeks away.
It is, the heart grows fonder.
It does. Looking at you on Zoom when apparently everyone thinks we're twins. We're not twins.
Do we look less different? I mean, less similar now that we're in the same place?
I feel like we look less similar now. I think it's the Zoom, guys.
I think the Zoom makes my hair look redder and your hair look less red. And then we meet in the middle.
Yes.
And there you have it.
Yeah. So just want to clear up that rumor that continues to spread on the internet.
Also, we're not the same person if we're in the same room.
Correct.
You know, it's like no one's ever seen, I don't know, Santa Claus and pick a guy with a beard in the same room. But like, here we are.
Jeff Bridges?
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Jeff Bridges. But like, we are in the same room, so we're not the same person.
Correct.
It would be insane if we were talking to ourselves also.
That would be so delusional, but would also be the most insane con.
Look, if someone can pull it off, more power to you.
What's the payoff?
Right. Seriously. No, we are in the studio, the SGS studio, otherwise known as my dining room, where my husband sets up a nice camera and we talk to each other.
Shout out to Tyler.
Shout out Tyler.
Killing it.
And just a reminder to everybody listening that we do have a Substack.
Yeah.
sportsgossipshow.substack.com.
Yes.
Where you can all subscribe and support our work because, once again, we are doing this ourselves.
We're doing this ourselves.
Not to brag.
Not to brag, but my editing skills, I think, are pretty good.
Yeah.
So if I do say so myself.
You're crushing it. And whoever's writing those descriptions of the show.
Okay, ghostwriter. Who?
She's a genius.
Oh, okay, Charlotte. Uh-oh. Watch out.
Just kidding. Okay, to start us off today,
Yeah.
I have something to tell you.
What?
Because you're not caught up on this season of Love is Blind, right?
No, I haven't watched any of it this
Okay,
season.
what I'm about to say is not a spoiler.
Okay.
This is just it's a light spoiler if you care about what the guys do on their Bachelor trip. You know how they do a Bachelor party like 2 nights before they get married on Love is Blind?
Yes, and it's always like in a weird bar and the lighting is terrible because they clearly have to rent out the bar. And like it feels like they're always in those spaces that are like those live work communities where there's like a Trader Joe's in the bottom and then like ugly new condos above. And then there's like a bar called like the Sports Place. And they just have a lot of wood paneling. That's where I feel like it is. Was it somewhere like that or no?
No, it was actually sort of the opposite. Because they took, Madeline, the producers took these men, their last night of freedom, their big hurrah.
Okay.
Took them, and this was filmed in 2023, mind you, took them to a Wizards game. They took them to a Washington Wizards game.
What?
One of the worst basketball teams in the NBA.
What? Why?
I don't know, because what else are you going to do in DC?
That's true. What
No
else?
offense.
No offense. No offense to anyone.
I
from
lived
DC.
there, so I can say it.
I have not lived there, but that's by choice.
Yeah.
So
mine was not by choice. I was forced to live there, and then I left exactly 355 days later.
wait, okay. They clearly
65. How many days are in a year?
365 days.
Okay, I made it 364 days.
That is okay. All right. Well, that's close enough. That's close enough to a year. It had to have been some sort of free exchange because the Wizards PR team was like, please come. Please. We're begging you.
Look, Jordan Poole's been horrible. We traded for him. Please, we need 4 more people to be in the stands.
Isn't Kyle Kuzma on that team?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he?
I think so. But like, that's just to illustrate to people, that's how much the Wizards are bad.
Okay, so they're really bad.
Yes, Kyle Kuzma is on the team, but they also have one of the top draft picks, a French guy, Alexandre Sarr.
Wait, is he the one who kind of had a shining moment during the Olympics? No, you know what I'm talking about? There was this player during the Olympics for the French team who was just kind of a standout player, and he signed with...
No, I think that's a guy on the Sixers, on the Philadelphia 76ers. Right. I can Google it, but...
Whatever. You guys don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Someone's name? Who cares?
How much airtime we're giving the Wizards right now?
I know. We need
crazy.
to move on.
Okay, move on. Continue back to the point.
Okay, the next thing I need to tell you is that tennis star Taylor Fritz, who appeared in the final of the U.S. Open only to get completely mopped. He was the mop of the floor.
He was. And his girlfriend is the influencer and tennis queen, Morgan Riddle.
Yes. She dresses like an English barrister to go to tennis matches. Does that make sense?
Yes.
She always looks like she's an English judge sitting hearing something in Parliament.
Yes.
Minus the wig.
Yes.
I can't explain it. Maybe it's her tweed suit that she wore.
She does wear a lot of tweed suits or Yeah, like little mini skirts with like flowy like floofy kind of button down looks.
Like an ascot.
I haven't heard that word in a while, so that just took me out for a minute. But yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes. So that's my context of her. I mean, I watch tennis. I'm a big tennis fan, and there was no way that man was going to win the U.S. Open. I'm sorry, Taylor Fritz, but it wasn't your year.
We all kind of knew it. Everybody sort of wanted Francis Tiafoe, the other American, to be there, but Taylor Fritz beat him, and he wears this Boss. He's sponsored by Boss, as in Hugo Boss, which I think is now just Boss.
Why did they change the name?
I don't know. Hugo Boss is like pretty good.
Boss sounds like a B market off-brand brand that you see in the bargain bin at Marshall's.
Yeah, or
just
like
Boss.
If Bruce Springsteen teamed up with Target, it would just be Boss.
100%. And actually, I would argue that the Target collaboration would be stronger because Target does a mean collab. If you know, you know.
Okay, do you remember the Lily Pulitzer Target collab?
Yeah, of course. I remember I bought something from like every single one of those OG ones. The Marc Jacobs one. Luella. Remember that
You
brand?
got all of those?
Oh, I was deep in the Target designer collab
you
lore.
are,
Okay.
Oh, God, you are so good at like being on top of things. You got it.
In like 2006. I saw it in Teen Vogue and was like, I'm on it. I'm getting
Vogue.
that. Oh, those are the days.
Be still my heart.
There's
anyway, Taylor Fritz bleached his hair.
Wait.
That's the only reason I brought him up.
Do you have a photo?
Yeah, I do. Hold on. Let me find one.
Why did he bleach his hair like Joe Burrow? Why? What?
He is pulling a Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, though, I feel like can pull it off. Again, I have not seen what Taylor Fritz looks like with the bleached hair. However, I don't feel like he's going to look as cool as Joe Burrow did. No.
Here it is. It's loading.
Okay, Charlotte is pulling it up on her computer right now.
Of course, it's one of those shitty websites that...
No.
You see it?
Okay.
So here's the thing.
He looks like Draco Malfoy. I don't even watch Harry Potter movies, but he looks like that guy.
No, he does. He looks like...
That's his name, Draco Malfoy?
Yeah, Draco Malfoy,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
He also... It's too yellow.
It's too yellow. I feel like I'm not a hairstylist, but it looks like they put too much toner.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Someone
I'm not
who's
a hairstylist.
Someone who's a hairstylist, if you're listening, can you please tell us what they did wrong to his hair?
So here's the thing. Joe Burrow bleached his hair. The Bengals haven't been great.
Right.
Is this a harbinger? Couldn't tell you how to say that word.
I know what you mean.
Does this mean bad news for Taylor Fritz in the coming tennis season?
I feel like it's a bad omen.
Tennis
because
tour?
Then I think about how many Getty images of this man with this hair we're going to see. If he keeps it for the Australian Open, which I believe is in January, that like kicks off the tour season, I'm pretty sure. If he keeps it through then, I think we're screwed. He's going to have it all the way through.
Oh, I think he's going to commit. Except
he's going to commit.
Joe Burrow has started growing his out, so I'm like, is Taylor Fritz going to do like the frosted tips look? Because let's be honest, Joe Burrow has frosted tips right now.
But here's my thing: is his hair? Joe Burrow's hair is shorter.
True.
Fritz's hair is longer, so if he grows it out, it's going to look weird.
Here's what I don't understand about this, Madeline, is that Taylor Fritz has been, from my outside perspective, obsessed with his hair.
Yes.
Every interview he does, the reporter goes up to him and says, how'd you do? Blah, blah, blah. And he's looking at the Jumbotron of himself because the camera's on him, and he like fixes the little bangs that have that middle part.
Yes. He
has like cares very much about his hair. So what happened? Is he okay? Is this like girls getting bangs?
I feel like it is like girls getting...
Athletes bleaching their hair?
Oh, wait. We might be onto something. Wait.
We might be onto something.
Every time an athlete changes their hairstyle, something's going on. It is the equivalent of a girl getting breakup bangs.
Yeah.
I bet you something's going to drop, some news about his on the court antics. Like, I don't know, he's going to change coaches or he's going to change. Maybe he won't be sponsored by Boss anymore and will be sponsored by like a normal brand that sells athletic clothes. Something's going to happen because I think you're right that it's an indication of other things going on.
Well, he did lose the U.S. Open.
Yes.
So maybe he's still reeling from that. But you think it's more?
I mean, that wasn't like 2 weeks ago.
No, that's true.
That was in August. I mean,
maybe he'll also like finally get rid of the Chipotle patch.
Okay.
A Chipotle patch and a Boss headband is just like...
It's a weird combo.
It's a weird vibe. Like, pick one. Let's stick to it. If you had a Chipotle head, man, I'd kind of respect it more.
That would be cooler, I would say.
Right?
Even though Chipotle's been skimping on their portions lately, but I would say that would be better.
I haven't been recently.
I feel like I have like a once a quarter Chipotle, and every time I'm so disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, because their portions are not the same. They give you like half a scoop of chicken, and you're like, where's a full scoop? And usually they'll give you like 2 scoops for free if you ask, and now they're skimping.
You know what happened? A private equity firm came in and was like, you are giving away chicken, cut it
100%.
down.
Some man at a consulting
Jack
firm.
up the prices on the guac.
Yes. And it was in a 275 page deck, and they made this recommendation. And it's just one section is just called guac. Guac Reco.
Guac Reco. Wait, we should make
KPIs.
merch that just says Guac Reco on it.
I would wear it. Anyways,
They used to just give you a lot of chicken. Like, I loved it because you got huge portions.
not anymore.
I'm really disappointed.
Not anymore.
Well-
I did my once a quarter last quarter, and it was wildly disappointing. And I ordered it in person. I walked inside of a Chipotle and ordered it. It was not even like a virtual, DoorDash order.
Madeline,
I'm
so sorry.
I know. And then I'm like, I didn't speak up, so maybe I should have spoken up about my skimpy chicken.
Sounds like a Bethany Frankel a brand. Skinny girl margaritas and skimpy girl chicken.
Low-fat chicken tenders.
Okay, so moving on from Taylor Fritz's hair.
Moving on.
I didn't think we were going to spend that long on that, but it felt right.
It felt right.
Asia Wilson and Bam Adebayo, the WNBA MVP and Heat NBA player, were seen together in public together. And this is great, Madeline, because our listeners will remember that they have not confirmed or denied their relationship. They just make a bunch of jokes about it. And because Asia's name is spelled A''J''A, make a lot of jokes with A's and apostrophes.
Yeah.
They were seen together at Dwayne Wade's statue unveiling outside the Kaseya Center where the Miami Heat play.
They were spotted. To me, that feels like they are cementing themselves as a couple.
Yeah, or
They
you could
would've-
say they're putting it in bronze.
Don't.
Sorry.
Don't. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But no, I'm very happy for them. They seem like a lovely, nice couple. I feel like that was their version of going Instagram official. They just did it in person. I'm sure we'll get an Instagram post in 5 minutes.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure. They're spotted in public together. I feel like if you're in public together at an event, dressed up, sitting next to each other, as a famous person, you're only a couple stops away from an Instagram post. And then only a couple more stops away from some casual Instagram story tags, which I would argue is like the real sign. If you're just like showing up on a Tuesday, 4:33 p.m. story tag at a coffee shop, we're set.
No, that's true. That's pretty much just confirming it. Obviously they confirmed it. Here's my question to you. Does that count as a hard launch, them showing up together at this event? Or for a hard launch to be real, does it have to be on Instagram? Like, can you do an IRL hard launch, or does it have to be online?
Okay.
Not to
Well, you're asking
not
me
to
the
break
tough
our
questions.
brains or anything.
I think that counts as a hard launch.
I do too.
I think it's a hard launch. As much as I would also love to see an Instagram post accompanying it, the news was distracted by other things at this statue unveiling. So if you didn't see, I know you saw, but if you're listening, you didn't see, just Google Dwayne Wade statue. Listen, I am not a sculptor. So who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But that statue, I think I can objectively say, doesn't really look like Dwayne Wade.
Oh, I think you could go a step further. I think you could say it doesn't look like Dwayne Wade at all.
Okay.
It looks like a bunch of other people.
It looks like other people, and it looks like, what was the reference photo? Because I know it's a reference of him. He's like doing this pose in a game, right? Wasn't
Yeah, it was like.
Do you know what it's from?
This is our house, I think, or something.
Yes.
Let me double check that.
Yeah, it's like he's posing in bronze from a famous Getty photo of Dwayne Wade. The real photo is not what the statue looks like.
No, the picture is of Dwayne Wade in the middle of a game in 2009, Heat versus Chicago Bulls. Dwayne Wade is from Chicago, and he's pointing at the court going, "This is my house." And that to me is like he's claiming Miami. So it was a very appropriate moment. And I think a lot of people, when they do these statues, people are like, oh my God, what pose are they going to put him in? Like, sports fans get all excited to find out what moment did they literally stop time for and put into this bronze statue. But Madeline, I have a real question, because every statue that has been unveiled recently since the infamous one of Cristiano Ronaldo at an airport in Portugal. They don't look like them. And also, all of these bronze statues are very toothy. Have you noticed
very
that?
toothy. It's a little bit much.
It's the first thing I noticed on any recent bronze statue of an athlete is the teeth.
Why are they so into the teeth?
I don't know.
Why are they so into
It's
the
like
teeth?
each tooth is an individual tooth.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like you spent more time on the dental work than thinking about the bigger picture here, which is that ultimately the statue does not look like the person you're trying to represent. I feel like these people making these statues should take a page out of the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum book because, listen, sometimes they look weird. But I would say most of the time, those wax statues of celebrities, which I still don't understand why people wait in line to go into that museum.
No, me neither.
If someone's been, please explain why you would want to do that.
What's the allure?
What's the appeal? They do a good job, I feel like, of presenting or representing the essence of the famous person, and they should consult on these statues. I know bronze is different from wax.
Well, doesn't it start with like a wax mold or something? It all starts with you know.
You're right.
Is that how you say Madame How do you
Madame,
say?
oh, did I say this wrong?
No. I think
Madame Tussauds?
Tussauds.
Oh, wow. If I really butchered this, apologies to the
No,
wax
I'm
figure
looking.
fans.
I'm looking at you, being like,
I
you're
said it
right.
with such confidence.
I know. That's why I'm like, oh my god, have I been saying it?
Well, I have no idea.
Also, who cares?
Who cares?
You know who we're talking about.
You get the vibe. The wax place that there's always a line. Why? I don't get it.
No, looking at any of those wax figures' faces,
Yeah.
you know who they are.
You know who they
Even
are.
if
That's
it
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
look like them. If you separate Dwayne Wade's statue's head from Dwayne Wade's statue's body, which has his number and his Heat jersey, so
Correct.
it pretty much gives it away. If you separated those and you showed me that head, I'd be like, that's not Dwayne Wade. I'll tell you
Someone else.
that. Don't know who it is. Not Dwayne Wade.
Not Dwayne Wade. Well, Dwayne Wade was asked about this statue because his reaction when he gets it, it seems like he doesn't love it or that he's a little shocked by it. But apparently he was okay with it and had signed off on it to the point where he was asked about it and said, if I wanted it to look like me, I'd just stand outside the arena and y'all can take photos. It don't need to look like me. It's the artistic version of a moment that happened that we were trying to cement.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
And he also went on and said, I don't know a lot of people with a statue. Do you? Anybody here? You'll know anything about the process of a statue? No one out there do either. He said this. And then he said, and so it's an unbelievable process to be a part of, and it's a complicated process.
Okay.
So he was involved.
Dwayne, I believe you. Also, I
was
believe
involved.
that Rachel Nichols found out that he had been an NBA reporter, discovered that he had been to see the statue being built like 4 times.
Okay. Then he signed off on it.
So yeah, he
signed off on it.
Here's the thing. He said it doesn't need to look like him. If they wanted him out to, literally the only thing it's supposed to do is look like him. And you know what, Dwayne? The reason that there's a statue there in that pose is because you're not always standing outside the Kaseya Center.
Correct.
You know what's always standing outside the Kaseya Center? Your freaking statue.
If I wanted it to look like me, I'd just stand outside the arena and y'all can take photos.
So
Or people are going to be like, what is this photo on Facebook, Jim, with this statue with, I'm assuming, a basketball player, but it doesn't look like Dwayne Wade. That's what people are going to say.
that's what they're going to say.
I don't know. I mean, listen.
Look, I'm all
If he's
for
happy.
artistic representation.
Yes, agreed.
But like,
Artistic liberties.
but this is the whole point of this. I don't
Yeah.
know. Here's the thing too, is that they used to be really good at bronze statues. Rodin, the thinking man, Degas with the ballerina bronzes. Like, what
Yes.
happened?
What
What
happened?
happened along the line that we lost all of our bronze artists and ability to make things look like people?
This is a great question. Invest in the arts. Invest in the arts.
This is what happens when you don't invest in the arts. Just saying. Okay, Madeline, someone in our Apple podcast reviews, which, by the way, if you have rated and reviewed, thank you so much. Please keep doing it. We love them. They go immediately right to our heads.
right to our heads. Right to our ego.
We love it so much. No, but seriously, thank you. Someone commented, I'm going to need an Aaron Rodgers update weekly. And here's what I'll say to that person. If Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything, we probably aren't going to put an update in. But Aaron Rodgers has done something. And Madeline, that thing is he has lost another game for the Jets to my own New England Patriots. So both teams, the Jets, who came into the season with like massively high expectations, and the Patriots, who everyone's like, well, they're going to suck. They have the
Yeah.
same record of 2-6.
That is, what a waste of money.
Well, right.
What a waste of money.
So here's what happened. Before this loss, Aaron Rodgers said, he was asked about the season. This is what Aaron Rodgers said. Thankfully, we're not to the denouement of this season. There's still a lot of time left. It's important that we all stay as sanguine as possible.
Okay.
Someone tweeted, is he studying for the SATs?
Is he going to go do the National Spelling Bee? Feels like something like that.
He was going to be the host of Jeopardy. Do you remember that? That feels like 1,000 years ago.
Well, as we always said, like I said last week, just keep him employed. Or whenever that was.
Keep this man on
keep
the
him
football
employed.
field.
If it was, just keep him employed, whatever. I'll even take if it's Jeopardy and football at the same time.
Really?
I'll take him doing both. He's busy. That means he's less time for him to talk.
You know, Jeopardy's good. You're right, because he can't go off script.
And I feel like he has to be so media trained. They don't let him say anything nutty.
It's so true.
No way.
Family friendly content.
Family friendly content.
Anyway, sorry. So anyway, that's what Aaron Rodgers said. And then after the game, the Jets head coach, Jeff Ulbrich, because you will remember that they fired their former head coach, Robert Saleh.
And which, can I say something? And I'm really impressed with myself that I even know this fact. What was Robert Saleh doing in Green Bay?
Ooh, look at you.
He was walking around that field with a clipboard consulting or something?
You know,
am I onto something?
You might be onto something. Should I Google it? I don't even know this.
Wait, you don't know this?
No.
Look it up. If I'm right about this, and I saw this and remembered it.
This is incredible.
And am name dropping an actual football fact right now.
Holy shit.
Wasn't he in Green Bay?
You are a genius.
Because I think he is friends with the head coach or something, or worked with the head coach.
So Matt LaFleur is one of these head coaches. They're like, used to be a bunch of head coaches in the NFL who had like once shaken hands with Sean McVay, who is the coach of the Rams, who was 33 when he took them to their first Super Bowl. So after they went to the Super Bowl, it was this whole thing about like everybody just wanted a young coach who was like somewhat good looking. So a bunch of the Cliff Kingsbury
that
was
works
hired.
for me. So I'll take it.
Right. Cliff Kingsbury was hired, blah, blah, blah. Matt LaFleur is still standing. And I guess, oh my God, this, okay.
If I'm right about this.
Can I just say something for a sec?
What?
Every single sports website sucks. I can't use it. All the pop-ups. I just tried to read an article and I had to close it because, okay, yes, Robert Saleh is coaching with Matt LaFleur's Packers in an ironic slight to Aaron Rodgers because that is where Aaron Rodgers played for his whole career.
Yeah.
My God.
Would it be like, wait, I'm about to say something
Take
sportsy.
it away.
Is it as if, let's say, Tom Brady played his career with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. He goes to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Right? That would be the Jets in this analogy. Would it be like if the Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach gets fired and went to the Patriots to consult? Would it be like that?
Yes. If Todd Bowles, who is the head coach of the Bucs, had gotten fired while Tom Brady was there.
Yes, right.
And then went to the Patriots, it would be the exact same thing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You crushed that.
Wow.
Look at
Put
you.
me in, coach.
Look at you.
Put me in.
We'll put you right in, Madeline. Oh my God, I'm so impressed.
But I don't really know what he's doing there, but I just thought that was interesting. And I feel like if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd be kind of mad. It's like it's like Robert Saleh went to go hang out with your ex.
Totally.
Without your consent or permission.
Yeah, except that you're the one who dumped them in the first place.
Correct. But you're still mad about it.
But you're still mad that he's there because you're Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if he's mad. We got to get someone. I need a Jets reporter or a national NFL reporter.
Yes.
Can you do me a favor? Can you ask Aaron Rodgers, how, Aaron, do you feel about Robert Saleh coaching with Matt LaFleur in Green Bay after he was fired by the Jets? Just toss that out there. Tell us what he says. He'll probably say something like, oh, well, you know, the amalgamation of what we're, like.
He'll respond in a soliloquy or something.
So the Jets' current head coach, after they lost to the Patriots, which was a beautiful moment. I loved it with my whole heart, made me very happy. He said, this is a moment of darkness. Talk about drama queens. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers was then asked about Ulbrich saying that. And Rodgers said, I've been in the darkness. You've got to go in there, make peace with it. Because Aaron Rodgers once went on a 4-day long darkness retreat where he did nothing but sit in the dark.
Correct. There is nothing more terrifying in my mind than having to do that. Just why would you want to do that?
No, I would full on go crazy in 20 minutes.
I already don't want to do one of those flotation chambers that everyone's like, oh my God, you feel so good. It's so good for your anxiety. I'm like, claustrophobia. No thanks.
There is one near us, near where we live. We don't live together, but we live.
Surprise.
Shocker. But we live
We're
close to each other.
related. We live together. We actually are siblings, and we live with our parents.
And we're the same person.
And we're the same person.
No, there's a like floaty thing. I've never seen anyone go in there. Never seen anyone come out. I don't know how they're still in business. It scares the shit out of me. It makes me feel like I'm in Minority Report. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course.
Where they had like the cyborgs in fluid, like hooked up to a thing.
That's what that is. That's what that is.
So I'm not going to do darkness. No. We're not going to do darkness. We're not going to float.
No. So, no.
So anyway, that's our Aaron Rodgers update.
I'm sure between this record and next week, he will say something else, probably with some more big words. Mm-hmm. And there probably will be another Aaron Rodgers next week, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
At this rate. If they continue to lose, too. I feel like he's just going to start getting crazier and crazier with whatever he's going to say and what he's going to do.
It's so true. He's sort of the content gift that keeps on giving as long as he is employed.
Keep that man employed.
We only want employed Aaron Rodgers content.
Correct.
We don't want this man wandering around the wilderness with a microphone.
No, don't want him looking for a job. Employment. Charlotte, the story we need to spend the most time talking about is one that is near and dear to my sports gossip heart that I gasped when I saw the headline last night.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure I texted you within 0.25 seconds of seeing the TMZ headline.
And I think Tyler was saying something to me, and I just completely, my jaw dropped, and I was like, sorry, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. So news dropped last night that Tom Brady's ex-wife, Gisele Bündchen, who has 2 children with Tom Brady, is pregnant with her 3rd child with her jiu-jitsu instructor boyfriend. And there's so much to unpack here.
So much.
It is truly could not be better sports gossip news to land in our lap, like a little present.
No,
the night before our record.
This was made for the sports gossip show. We started it for moments like this.
For moments like this.
For moments like this.
Yes.
For a moment like this. That was harmony.
That was
pretty good.
That was pretty good. What do you guys think?
So this is like, I basically have a career because of Tom Brady, because I worked at the Boston Globe at Boston.com when the Patriots were really good, and then got hired at other places. But like my real foray, the reason I started in sports was because of the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I also was working at a local news site when they lived in Boston.
Stop.
I've also just been obsessed with his social media, and we can talk about that in a second. But there's a lot of Boston context to their relationship, Madeline.
Okay. Please tell me.
So they lived in this house in Brookline. Brookline is like a very, very nice kind of suburb, but like sort of part of Boston. I don't know how to describe it, except that it's like there's a lot of lush greenery and just the biggest mansions you've ever seen. Okay. I went to high school with a girl whose family had a house in Brookline next to Tom Brady's house, the house that they would eventually buy.
What?
They had a tunnel from their main mansion to their pool house underground.
So they wouldn't be paparazzi'd in the backyard?
No, so they wouldn't be cold. Like, they weren't famous. They were just very rich. Not the Bradys.
Okay. All right. Well, must be nice.
I won't say their names. They were nice. They were lovely people.
Okay.
So the Brady and Gisele bought this house, and it abutted the country club, which is literally the name of a country club in Boston. They had the 2022 U.S. Open there. It's like the fanciest, most up its own ass, but also nice if you're into that sort of thing, place literally just called the country club because there wasn't one in America before it.
Of course it is. Well, of course.
Tom and Gisele were too new money for the country club when they first applied. I think maybe 2015, and they were not allowed in.
What?
They were eventually allowed in. They literally, their house abuts the property. They were finally allowed in. But like that's the kind of world Gisele was living in Boston for her husband when she stopped modeling so that he could be the star of the show.
Right. And if you don't know anything about Gisele Bündchen, which, you know, she's iconic. She is one of the most famous supermodels in the world. She at one time, I believe, was ranked the highest paid model in the world. She was a Victoria's Secret model. She has her own like companies, other business ventures. She is like one of the most famous people in fashion.
Yes.
And in the world.
Yes.
So I would imagine going from that lifestyle to moving to Boston. No offense to Boston, but I don't feel like it's New York or Brazil where she's from, which looks very beautiful and nice and warm.
Yeah, it's not. I grew up there. And, you know, I love Boston. My family's still there. I think there are wonderful things about it. I don't necessarily think it is the most glamorous city in America. And I think that, and Gisele even said in an Elle article last year, I think it was her first thing after she and Tom Brady divorced, she said, like, to give the author a sense of what she sacrificed for her family. She said, I moved to Boston.
Period.
So, which, you know, I think that there are worse places to live, but if you're that
Sure.
glamorous and successful, I can see where, you know, having to go to Foxborough every weekend, every other weekend
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
for your
my-
football playing
my
husband
jam.
who will not quit football to hang
wouldn't
out
quit.
with you
He wouldn't quit. So thank you for that context.
anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Very helpful. I also want to see like a Zillow listing of their house. I'm going to have to look that up later.
Oh, I found it. I'll send it to you.
Oh, great. Great. That is my dream.
Anytime.
So if you don't know, if you're listening, Tom Brady and Gisele got divorced in October 2022. And then in June 2023 was when Gisele was spotted with her jiu-jitsu instructor boyfriend as boyfriend-girlfriend.
Okay.
They had been seen together before in November 2022.
Okay.
In Costa Rica. So after the divorce, people were speculating, like, were they together? Were they not during the divorce? Listen, I'm not here to speculate. Okay. I'm just going off of People Magazine exclusive facts.
Yes.
Okay. We are trusting the Bible of People Magazine.
PR stamped and approved.
PR stamped and approved, June 2023. I want to walk through what I imagine was going through her brain.
Okay.
Okay. Here's my thoughts. I think, you know, she was with Tom Brady for a very long time. She sacrificed a lot. She moved to Boston, as you said.
As she said.
Which it's not New York and it's not Sao Paulo, which seems lovely and beautiful. She was like, I need a rebound that is the most ultimate rebound. What is more rebound after getting a divorce when you're hot Gisele Bündchen than your hot fitness instructor who's your instructor? I mean, I feel like that is like the most fitting rebound for her.
Safe.
No.
He is already in her inner trust circle.
Exactly.
I also think I read in Us Weekly, which I don't know if this is a similar Bible to People. It doesn't feel like it is. Didn't she enroll her and Tom Brady's son, Benjamin, into the Valente brothers jiu-jitsu class in 2021?
I think so.
So this is someone that and she also said like nothing happened before the divorce. And she actually said something really interesting. She was like, when women leave an unhealthy relationship, they have to deal with people saying it's because of this or they were cheating, or she was like, it wasn't.
Right.
So I'm going to
just done.
I'm going to take her at her word.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, where if this is someone that, first of all, your kids trust.
Yeah.
And you trust it, who understands like the level of high profile life you live to keep things a secret, and you're close to them and it feels safe. Like, yeah, have a little fling.
Yeah. Have a little fling and then, you know, get knocked up in the process.
I feel like it got more serious.
100%.
Like, don't
got
you
more
think
serious.
she was like, this will be a rebound? And then she was like, oh, wait, am I in love with this
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu
right.
instructor?
Right. Right. And I mean, I'm sure he's comfortable around her kids because if he was teaching one of their children jujitsu, then like clearly he's good with kids.
Yeah.
She feels safe having her kids around him. You know, it's like a safe situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Totally.
I'm not surprised, but I also was just kind of shocked by the news. I
Oh
was
my
just like,
God.
I honestly hadn't been really thinking about Gisele. Not that like I'm not thinking about Gisele, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like I was thinking about her. And then just to see that news, I was like, wait, what?
It felt extremely out of the blue.
Yes, very out of the blue. And apparently, according to an update to all of the stories that have been coming out about this,
Yeah.
according to Page 6, Tom Brady found out about this a few days ago
Really?
before news broke.
Really?
Yes, because apparently Gisele is already like 5-6 months along, which, you know, if you know pregnant women, typically they're showing by this point. So if she's paparazzi'd out in public, like she may be showing, you know.
So she was like, we got to tell him.
So according to Page 6, again,
Which,
you know,
if she did, that would be a kindness on her part to give him a heads up. Say,
Correct.
I don't want you to find out from the tabloids.
yeah, which I think was the right thing to do. That's what
Definitely.
I would do if I was Gisele.
Yeah, if I were a supermodel who
I
had
was
children with the greatest NFL player of all time, I
That's
too
what I would
would
do.
probably give him a heads up that I was having a baby with my jiu-jitsu instructor.
Sorry, Tom. But Tom Brady did the most divorced dad thing today. And this is real.
What did he do, Madeline?
He posted one Instagram story slide that is a sunset photo with, I think it's 2 or 3 hearts in it, with the Chicks cover of the hit Fleetwood Mac song Landslide with the lyrics playing over it.
A specific set of lyrics of that song.
Correct.
I'm going to pull up landslide lyrics. It was this part. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? And this is something, when you put a song on Instagram, you choose what section of that song you want to play.
Correct.
This is a section of the song that has the word child in it. It is also, it appears to be, it looks like it could have been in Northern California.
It does look like that.
Maybe, he's from there. He grew up in the Bay Area. Did he go home?
To decompress after the news?
So Madeline, in effort to be transparent, we don't want to just report things that aren't true. So I reached out to, a little backstory. I became obsessed with Tom Brady's social media in 2017 because before 2017, he'd been with the Patriots since 2000. He was completely buttoned up. We didn't really know anything about him. He was like a football robot. And in 2017, he started posting Instagram. Or maybe it was 2014 that he joined Facebook. It's embarrassing that I have these in my head. 2015, he joined Facebook. You
actually have a dossier on Tom Brady's internet presence.
Madeline, like when I say I was obsessed with this, like anybody who has followed me might even know me because I was the girl who was obsessed with Tom Brady's social media. Because when he joined Instagram, maybe 2016, he started posting these comic strips where it had pictures of him after a win. It would be like him as a cartoon and then some of his teammates. And then there would always be this crocodile in there.
Why?
Well, so I was like, why? Every time it came out, I would write like thousands of words decoding what this meant. I DM'd him. I DM'd the people. I found someone tipped me off to this guy might be doing it. And I was like, I really think that this is just, everyone was like, what does it mean? I was like, I think it might just be a bunch of 24-year-olds on acid or smoking pot, firing up Adobe Illustrator. Turns out, I don't know about the drug part, but I tracked him down and it was his trusted advisor's half brother who was making these images.
Okay.
And in 2018, I went to the Super Bowl to ask Tom Brady at his media availability, who is Croc? What does Croc mean in these comics? And he said, you'll find out if we win. And they lost. And then they brought Croc. This is not about Gisele at this point. This is my own sickness, if you will. Finally, in 2021, I think, maybe 22, I got his people who had by then founded their own social media company with Tom, a very legit business called Shadow Lion. They let me write a profile of them. I went to their office. They told me all about Croc, all about the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so I reached out to run one of them.
No.
Because I said, we're going to talk about this. And, the spirit of this podcast, yes, we talk about gossip, we have fun, but we don't ever want it to be mean.
Right.
And I was like, if we're talking about this, I'm going to give Tom Brady a chance to tell us, A, where was he when he posted that photo?
Yes.
B, did he himself post it? Feels very much like a Tom Brady original, because at this point, I think I can tell when it's his people as opposed to when it's him.
Yeah.
Secondly, why?
Yeah.
And I got back a very lovely note followed by no comment.
No comment is a comment.
We got a no comment.
The Sports Gossip Show got our first no comment.
Which in and of itself feels like a really big moment.
It feels like a big deal. It's a big deal. Wow. Well, thank you for going down that rabbit hole.
Sorry.
Because no. I agree with you. As someone who worked in social and ran social media accounts for celebrities, I think about these things too. Because Tom clearly is well versed enough, if he posted it himself, which I agree. I do think he did. That does not feel like something that was approved by a publicist / a social team, in my experience. I'm impressed that he knows how to add a song.
Same.
He knows how to add a song and he knows how to pick the lyrics. Unless he just picked those because they're the, kind of the popular ones. So they came up.
It could have been the ones that automatically popped up.
Which could have been or not. Who knows?
But it has the word child in it.
Yes. And I also feel like the hearts on it feel so like a celebrity posting it who doesn't have someone telling them what to say to write on it. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So he just was like, I'm doing a couple hearts. This is going to be sick.
Do you think that was his way of not that he has any blessing to give or she needs anything from him, but do you think that was his way of being like, hey, congrats, I'm kind of with it? Or because
maybe
to put hearts there. I just feel like it's too weird to have that post the day the news breaks.
No.
It is not a coincidence.
No.
I mean, it could be a coincidence because you guys wouldn't tell me why he posted it.
Right.
But for all we know, it felt very pointed.
It felt very pointed, and he could have used heartbroken emojis instead, which would have been a whole different vibe.
Oh my God.
Whole different vibe. So I agree. Maybe that was kind of his blessing. I do want to say, though, I have a little critique about his song choice.
Oh, okay.
I get why he put Landslide. It's like a breakup, moving on song, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't he do Silver Springs, the live performance?
Oh my God.
The iconic, just Google it. You just got to Google it. He should have done that if he really was trying to be
Here's
really
the thing,
pointed.
maybe that's
or maybe
what,
not.
That's
maybe not.
why I think
Maybe
that it
not.
was sort of a blessing, or it was sort of a sending her on her way of like,
Yes.
good luck. I wish you well is
Maybe-
not blessing.
wait,
I wish you
wait.
well.
Maybe that was his apology for making her move to Boston.
Oh my God. A picture of a beautiful place.
Yes.
Hearts, landslide
He's like-
lyrics. He's like, be free.
It's okay. You don't have to go to Boston again.
Be free of my football.
I mean, I don't know.
She really did try to get him to retire for like 4 years.
I know.
And then he retired and then he came back. He unretired, which
mean,
I
that-
would argue is worse than just not retiring.
100%. That betrayal, I mean, that is like, I feel like she was just like, cool, that's it. I'm really done. No.
She's like, see ya.
See you later. You want to be unemployed and now you want to be employed again. Can you please be unemployed? He's the only quarterback that actually we wanted to be unemployed.
Yeah, we
It
want
was
most
for
quarterbacks
Gisele.
to just keep working.
Keep working. But
Especially
actually,
if your name's Aaron Rodgers.
for Giselle's sake, there should have been a campaign to fire Tom Brady.
He did,
well-
however, win 7 Super Bowls.
He did. That's true. That's true. So I guess cut him some slack.
But he didn't win one after he unretired. He did get them to the playoffs. These are the things that live in my brain.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Congrats to Gisele and jiu-jitsu instructor man. I can't wait. I can't wait to know what they name this baby, if it's a boy or girl. Very excited to find out. I'm just excited for like the kind of post baby content. I talked about this in my newsletter. I did an emergency newsletter for
In Personal Foul.
Yes, personalfoul.com. And I had some predictions of what I thought her post birth like kind of aesthetic or brand would be.
I loved this.
I think my top one, and I do still agree with this, is that she is going to be on the cover of Vogue with the baby.
Oh, wow. What?
Or a pregnant one, or it's
I
a
was going to
pregnant
say,
photo.
pregnant or with the baby?
Yes. And it's going to be shot by like Annie Leibovitz or Stephen Meisel, famous fashion photographers. And she is going to pen a first person essay about what it's like giving birth in her 40s. It's going to happen.
Folks, you heard it here first.
I'm telling you.
Also, I really love that she is 44 and having a baby.
It's great.
It's very inspiring.
It's awesome. I'm like, it's great. Congrats to her.
Congrats to Gisele.
Tom, if you're listening, I hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, and look,
I hope you're
Tom,
doing okay.
Like, who's to say you won't have more kids?
Yeah. I could see it.
Right?
I could see it.
I could see it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I also really liked your guess that she'll do something with Carly Kloss's baby diaper company.
Yes. Coterie, Cotier. Marion Cotillard
Coterie.
diapers. Those diapers that are all over Instagram. They're like the Casper mattress of diapers, and they also, I think, are the same color family. Like it's like white and blue color palette.
It's like if the Wing made diapers.
100%. And that is presumably who invested in it.
Do you guys remember the Wing? It was the women's group where it said like women get shit done on keychains and shit.
Yeah, and they had all this pink furniture, and then they went under, and
there were some allegations of
not great stuff happening there.
I never joined. I just want to put
I
that
didn't
out
join.
there.
I did go to an event, I think, one time there. I think I went to one event. Wow.
Who
Anyways,
among
we're
us?
Really
So anyway, wow. Okay, so this is huge. I'm gonna see what we're gonna be keeping a close eye on Tom Brady's social media from here on out.
Yeah.
And Gisele, she has not spoken about it. I also feel bad now. She's just getting hounded by TMZ trying to get a picture of her stomach.
Yeah, she was photographed today going into a Pilates class, but she's wearing like a button down over her workout stuff, clearly trying to hide her bump, which I mean, I just can't imagine. That just must be terrible. Could you imagine?
No.
And she made it 5 or 6 months, presumably based on the timeline of when she's got pregnant, of her pregnancy without being photographed pregnant, and now she's probably gonna be hounded.
So here's a question for
That's
you.
unfortunate.
Do you think that they found out someone was going to leak it, so they gave people the exclusive?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's typically how it works.
Yeah.
Because the People magazine sources, they don't ever say who they are. They just say like a source familiar with insert celebrity here. And typically that's just a publicist.
Right.
It's just a publicist. Because, I mean, I get it. It's like you would rather just control the narrative than have speculation and like a weird TMZ story that is like just hearsay and not actually confirmed facts.
And just a picture of your body saying all these things.
Yeah.
Like,
it's horrible. Yeah, no. So I definitely think that was like a plan. And because people said exclusive in the things. So I think they were like, we got the got.
We got the goods.
We got the goods.
So here's what I was going to say. I bet they're going to name it River.
Why?
Because she's super into the environment. She lives in Costa Rica, talks about eating healthy foods, like talks about being in the water, like loves the flow of life. Like also maybe I'm just thinking this because Joaquin Valente is the name of her boyfriend and Joaquin Phoenix's brother was River Phoenix.
Whoa. Okay, interesting. However, let me look up their other kids' names because
Vivian, Benjamin.
And then the other one is
oh God.
Wait,
don't tell me.
No.
Don't tell me.
Oh yeah, okay, I got it.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on this.
Benjamin and Vivian are the kids that she had with Tom Brady, and then she's a stepmother to Jack. Jack is Tom Brady's firstborn that he had with actress Bridget Moynihan, which that whole saga is a whole thing. But that's for, I feel like, a completely separate episode.
We might have to do episodes of just the backstory lore of certain people or certain events in sports.
I think we may have to do that. But based on those names, I really don't feel like they're going to give the kid a weird... I get what you're saying about the weird name.
Well, I just feel like a jiu-jitsu instructor. Yeah. Maybe it was Tom who was like, let's do something a little more traditional. Maybe this guy is like, let's name this kid
Ocean,
Mango.
Wave.
River.
I actually did grow up with a girl named Wave, and she was the coolest.
Wave is?
Yes. She was the coolest.
That's great, because if you're not cool and your name is Wave, you're hosed.
She was cool. Wave, if you're listening, you're pretty cool.
Cool. Shout out Wave.
Shout out to Wave.
Okay, Madeline, obviously this is the last podcast we will be taping before the election because we will be recording one on election day.
Yes.
Which should be totally normal and cool and chill.
Very normal and chill.
And we're going to be fine.
It's all good. Don't worry.
But first of all, everybody should vote.
Go vote.
And vote for the people who want to protect women's rights and actually care about people who aren't white men, but you know. Anyway, James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers and the Sphere in Las Vegas, has somehow become a pivotal character in this end of sprint towards the election.
Okay.
Because he owns Madison Square Garden,
right,
where Trump had that horrific rally where they said all of these racist, awful things. He also owns the Sphere in Las Vegas, which is apparently just called Sphere, but I refuse to call it just Sphere. It will always be the Sphere.
It's the Sphere.
The Sphere is that big LED screen wrapped ball in Las Vegas,
which I went to. Have you been to it?
I have not been inside. You've been inside?
Yes, I went to like their Darren Aronofsky directed Planet Earth off-brand movie.
Yeah.
Those seats, I thought I was going to throw up.
That's why I didn't go.
No, it was...
I was like, because I'm going to get motion
seats
sickness.
Are literally like this.
Yeah, no thanks.
No. I was like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I'm tall, and I was so uncomfortable in there. I was like, I'm going to tumble over this thing, and I do not want my death to be in the Sphere.
No.
During a Darren Aronofsky off-brand production of Planet Earth. Which, by the way, that movie, whatever it was, what were we doing with that?
Truly,
the animal shots were fun, I guess, but they had like a plot.
Oh, isn't there an elephant who like walks over you or something?
That's cool.
Here's the thing: I never liked IMAX. It always made me feel sick. This just feels like a really big IMAX.
No. You would hate it. We're never doing a live show at the Sphere.
Never doing a live show at the Sphere. Even if we're begged to, even if they beg us, we won't do it. I do like the outside of it.
The outside is cool.
Outside's pretty cool.
Yeah, the outside's cool, but no thanks.
I'm trying. Okay, good. I feel validated for not going inside. So Kamala Harris took out ads on the side of the Sphere.
I saw that, yeah.
So James Dolan is just like wheeling and dealing to these presidential candidates.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. He doesn't care, I guess. He's like, whoever's going to pay me the big bucks.
Oh, that man doesn't care about anything.
Oh.
That man has no regard for anybody. He was like good friends with Harvey Weinstein. Oh, he's not good news. I once covered a James Dolan. So James Dolan has a band. He's an older guy, not really musically talented. He has a band. Mm-hmm. And it is called JD and the Straight Shot.
No.
And in 2017, the day of the draft, the NBA draft, which happens at Barclays in Brooklyn, he was playing a show with his band in New York City. So I went, and I had my little tape recorder, because it was back even before I used my cell phone as a tape recorder. And I said, Mr. Dolan, I'm Charlotte Wilder from SB Nation. Why are you having a concert the night of the draft? And he said, well, I think this. And he like motioned to the room, shows you how much I care about the team.
That's mean.
He then proceeded to play a 2.5-hour concert. And since I wrote that, so I live tweeted it and it sort of blew up. It took on a life of its own. His goons got my phone number. My phone was ringing all night as I wrote this article. They called the editor-in-chief at the time and was like, we hope the young lady's article won't be as nasty as her tweets. I really just tweeted what was going on.
Wait.
Since then, I have not been credentialed for a Knicks game at Madison Square Garden.
You've been banned.
I have been shadow banned.
You know, people get banned from arenas.
Well, they won't credential me.
Maybe they'll credential me and I'll get in. I'll get in the side.
I don't know. I hope
since apparently we look alike.
I hope my stain hasn't rubbed off on you.
Wow. Oh my God.
I know.
Wow, that is.
So these billionaires, they're not messing around.
They're not messing around.
It's bad.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
well, that's bad vibes.
So there is that. Also, Doc Rivers hung out with the second gentleman who's trying to become the first gentleman.
Yes.
Doug Emhoff.
Okay. He's in this campaign video, right?
Doc Rivers, head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks in Wisconsin, obviously a swing state.
Yes. What I know about Doc Rivers is that he historically isn't very good at his job and continues to become unemployed because he's maybe actually not that good and is riding on the coattails of the one time he won a championship in 2008
in Boston
for the Boston Celtics. Wow. Can you believe I know that?
That's incredible.
Why would the Democrats pick him as their like coach? Like do Steve Kerr or like, you know, I don't know.
Greg Popovich.
Yes,
he's spoken out against Trump.
Yes.
Here's what I'll say about Doc Rivers. He's not he's not a bad coach so much as that he has historically blown 3-1 leads in the playoffs.
Right.
So decide whether he's a bad coach or not based on that. Also, he has a history of just throwing people under the bus when asked, when like he won't take the blame for he just. So I don't know. It feels like an interesting choice to be like, yeah, in the closing moments, we're going to let Doc Rivers take the reins.
I don't feel like he was the first choice.
I think well, like what's another swing state?
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. If they're trying to make the swings, okay, that's fine. But it's like, okay, people aren't really going to be thinking about that. They're looking at the content.
Yeah.
And they're like, why is Doc Rivers in this? They're not thinking about and putting 2 and 2 together. At least, I mean, listen, I didn't put 2 and 2 together when he was in. My first thought was, why did they pick Doc Rivers for this? I wasn't like, oh, this because it's Wisconsin swing state, blah, blah, blah. Where's Steve Kerr? Call him up. Call Taylor Kerr up.
Yeah.
Get him in it. Or if you're going to have Doc Rivers in it, have Steve Kerr in it or Greg Popovich. Someone else in it.
Balance out that 3-1 energy.
Give it some more star power.
Get a bunch of championships up there.
Or put Giannis in it. Like Giannis is a star player for Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Just put him in it. He's fun. I don't know. Just like it needed something else.
There was a video once of Giannis trying a bratwurst for the first time. Absolutely delightful. Just have him do that again.
Just have him do that. I would watch that. 5 minutes. Give it to me. Okay. Well.
All right. Well, hopefully they have better luck than the Sixers with Doc Rivers. Anyway, Madeline, we've covered a whole lot of ground. I mean, there's like even more stuff, but I think we did a good job.
I think we covered a lot of ground today.
The Gisele stuff still.
Oh my God.
I just can't.
I feel like we're not done on the Gisele topic. I think there's going to be more that will be revealed this week that we'll have to talk about next week.
I think this was going to be the gift that keeps on giving.
I think so too.
Both because it's for her the gift of life and a child, and for us the gift of content.
The gift of content. We love the gift of content.
Speaking of content, please subscribe to our Substack. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts. If you told a friend, amazing. Tell some more. Rate, review, like, subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at Sports Gossip Show and on TikTok at Sports Gossip Show. We've had a couple clips go viral. Okay. Yeah, we've had a few things take off.
Okay. Content machines over here.
Okay.
And if you want to support the work that we're doing, go to sportsgossipshow.substack.com. As we've said, we're doing this ourselves.
We are. And we're working really, really hard.
Yeah. And if there's anything, if there's anything you want us to talk about, shoot us an email or a question you have. Please send us a DM. You could email us at info@sportsgossipshow.com.
We've been playing around with the idea of doing a mailbag where, like, if you say you're going on a date with someone and you're like, oh my God, this girl's a huge Michigan fan and I don't know anything about Michigan football, you can ask us to give you a primer of like some talking points.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that, info@sportsgossipshow.com.
Yeah.
We'll give it a whirl.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.